Under the bright sun in the heat of summer, the gentle breeze rocking in an ocean of the brightest blues. Masks on, tanks turned up, splash. We are in a whole new world, an undersea wonderland that is the Great Belize Barrier Reef. This reef is unique for some very good reasons. Being the second most famous reef only to Australia's Great Barrier Reef, and at 190 miles long, it's very impressive. It follows the coastline along the Central American country of Belize. That's popular for diving and snorkeling, and it also attracts half of the country's 260,000 visitors a year. With over 600 species, ranging from marine mammals to fish and coral, and the tiny 10% of the reef that has been estimated to be explored, the adventures are there for anyone who's brave enough to take that first splash. And they continue. They continue all the way down to the Great Blue Hole, the second amazing feature of this great reef system that not only is unique by itself, but it's encompassed by a unique land feature called an atoll. The reef has two great, amazing things for snorkeling and diving experiences. Of course, first being the outrageous amount of wildlife and marine life, and then the Great Blue Hole with its matching atoll, a very rare land formation that rises above the ocean surface. I know, it's pretty cool, right? You might be getting a little bit curious, and if your interest is starting to pique just a little bit, you might say, well, what kind of sea life might somebody be able to see down there? And, well, with the variety of over 500 species of fish, marine mammals, and the world's largest species of shark, the possibilities are kind of endless. But let's go ahead and start with the largest pod of manatees, the largest pod, with over 75 living members who all call this amazing reef home, and the giant whale sharks. That kind of awesome can only be matched, I don't know, by, say, the 500 or more species of fish that live here too. That really, 500 species, that is a fish of every color, every shape, and every size, making the Great Belize Barrier Reef a true wonderland, an ecosystem thriving and growing because of a perfect balance. The other side of that scale couldn't be anything else but the small carnivorous animals known as coral. And you can expect to see the most abundant in variety of corals that are responsible for constructing, creating, and making the reef what it is today, a true living ecosystem. The coral itself is responsible for the actual hard physical part of the reef. With 70 varieties of hard coral and 36 varieties of soft coral species known and identified, it's easy to see why so many visitors come here each year. And for those of you who don't, soft coral is just that, soft. Well, I'd say more jello jiggly than soft pillow, but they're still a carnivorous animal, most of them containing jellyfish-like stingers that they use to hunt and capture their prey, small microscopic invertebrates like phytoplanktons. The hard corals, on the other hand, they create the actual physical hard part that you can touch and feel. That part of the coral is created by a bony stone-like structure that they filter feed from, using the ocean currents to capture phytoplanktons and other microscopic invertebrates. With both the coral and the marine life living in a perfect balance, the reef becomes symbiotic and codependent on each tiny element that makes it the entire living reef. The marine life is impressive, and you would think it couldn't get any better. It couldn't need anything more in order to capture the hearts and souls of its visitors. But you would be wrong. And that is what we call the atoll, the great unique land feature that encompasses this awesomely enormous, huge submarine sinkhole known as the Great Blue Hole. And that would be the first half by Melissa Gilly Brown for speech